Good evening, folks, and welcome to another session of our Out of the Abyss. I'm your Dungeon Mister, joined by our wonderful players today. You guys can say hey.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hello. Cool.
Yes, shenanigans indeed. But before we get into shenanigans, we do have a player who will be running a little bit behind, but Weller will be here with his miraculous mustache shortly. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about what happened last time before we get into what's going to happen this time. So, without further ado, last time, with the Etmock spoon located, cleared of a particularly nasty basilisk, you mourned the loss of Rincewind, carried on, hoping one of the gnomes in Blingdenstone would have an answer to a cure for his petrification. Headed back the way you came, and as you approached the peaceful and serene area you had seen before with the blurpleberries, dusk and fungi could hear a faint, familiar buzzing from above. Chasmy demons, readying yourselves to try and sneak past these mosquito-like creatures. Was folly, though, as your movements seemed to attract them towards you. And as these monstrous fiends launched their assault, buzzing horribly the whole time, a pair of drow emerged, and on your side in this endeavor, causing silence to wash over the battlefield to muffle the hateful noise and launching spells at these foes. When the demons were defeated, some questioning happened. A pair of drow were honestly more friendly than you had anticipated, and were looking for a way topside themselves, hopefully through Blingdenstone. With a very hesitant conversation and line of questions, Drow did not seem a threat, at least for now. Decided to take them back to the gnomish settlement, telling them of the troubles within, getting to know these two along the way, Zach and Yezebo. Yezebo? Yezebo.
Yezebo. Like
Yezebo.
Isabeau. Yeah, just a kind of
Yezebo,
yes.
yeah, fair enough, seemed to be driven by some goal in mind, and were indeed friendlier than any other drow you had met thus far, including the one you have with you in your party already. But, taking your findings to the Diggermatics and Blingdenstone, you were met with thanks and more planning. Trying to talk them out of their battle against these oozes, you had a thought that this might be demonic too, although they were steadfast in their plans and thoughts, saying they need their city back one way or another, and sooner than later, not wanting to wait on the slow politics of the upper world. With this, you guys agreed for leaving the chamber. They told you the caravan headed to the boat, which would go to Gracklestug, would depart on the morrow. An afternoon and evening in Blingdenstone. Kind of following you outside of the chamber would be a more squat gnome with like a red bandana and like almost kind of like a wife beater shirt. It's just a sleeveless. It's thicker than a wife beater. A sleeveless shirt and kind of a pick axe at his back. Kind of walks up to you guys. Hey, sorry folks. Listen. I never actually introduced myself. I'm Wiz Saltbaron. We'll be going on my ship. Be leading the caravan tomorrow morning. But just, I know he's a bit of a hard one there, but we really do appreciate any of this help. It's not something we take lightly. And he eyes all three of the drow as he says that. But yeah, I just wanted to meet you. I'll be ready at the gates in the morning. So take your time if you need anything. Well, probably pack it up before we head out.
Right on. Hey, where's a good place to pick up diamonds?
Yeah, we got all lots of gyms in the market there. Maybe see Kazook. Oh,
Kazook?
he's known to have
Yes.
yeah, pick shine.
Kazook Pick Shine.
He's known to have a good bit of this and that.
Wait, mate, what would be the best thing to see in the city while we're here?
I mean, heck, I'd love to say the house center, but it's all covered in oozes right now.
Right on.
Oh yeah, you don't want to go there.
Palace is probably the best place that we've unearthed. Of course, there's always the you don't want to go there. There's heard rumor there's a Medusa mucking about.
Hmm.
Wait, Medusa, where?
Up in the rock blight. Well, there's this great overlook, shining gems everywhere. But it's we'll get to that eventually. I don't think she's going anywhere. From the,
Imagine not. Well, good on you then.
Yeah, sure, mate. And he kind of just like looks you up and down as he's talking to you. Right. Well, I'm leaving in the
Right, mate.
morning, with or without you. So I hope to see you there, and give a future thanks. Yeah. Hey, if you do go to the market, tell Pick Shine I sent you.
All right.
All right. Right on. Well, good day, mate.
Yeah. And he just goes off trotting northward from here. Actually, northeastward.
Boy, you all need to grab anything before we leave?
So why
No.
are you looking for diamonds?
Well, I
Yes,
think I'm
spell
going to need them.
components.
Right on, yeah.
And you intend to accompany us on this interesting endeavor?
Right. Well, we want to get to the surface, and we don't have a pathway that we can go through. You have a way to the surface. We'll help you out if you'll help us get to the surface.
Well,
And Iz here, she's first-rate caster.
Oh, Zach, that's nice.
I'm not going to mince words. You two are freaking me out.
Yeah.
The
That's
last
fine.
drow I was introduced to, other than our companion here, wanted to remove all my clothing and have me dance on a pedestal for them.
Right on. That would probably be to deal with my family as well if they weren't all dead.
And much, even more disturbing, they wanted me to do it for free.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. Jar are
That's
terrible.
very.
Well, not all of them though.
Well, Zach, it is.
Right?
Think fast. And in a flash, before you can even see where his hand goes, he throws 3 diamonds at you in rapid succession.
Oh,
Oh, shit, I'm gonna try to catch him then.
Give me a dexterity save.
Dexterity save. That seems.
Is he throwing them to where they're easy to catch, or is he just throwing them to
Not
to test them?
easy, but to kind of test his dexterity.
Okay.
If it'll load.
Load
There.
it faster.
And a dex save?
Dex
Load it,
save.
load.
Yes, please.
Alright.
With a 12. It's not the prettiest catch. I'll say you do catch them, but it's like you definitely weren't expecting it, as you kind of have to juggle them for a moment as they almost drop, but you catch them, It counts.
Well, thanks, mate.
He'll nod. That is 3 diamonds.
Each
I
worth
believe
100
they're
gold?
worth 100 gold piece each. They wouldn't be 300 each.
No.
No. 3 diamonds worth 100 gold pieces each.
All right.
Hmm.
Thanks, mate.
The only
Multi-
thing
Nice
I'm
catch.
Mhm.
You're probably the fastest person I've ever seen.
Dusk won't say anything back to that. He'll just take the compliment.
Right. Do you all need anything from the market before we head out in the morning?
oh, the only thing I'm gonna ask
think
you,
so.
please don't cast that silence thing again. It was
Oh.
not
No.
helpful at all.
No,
That
well,
was very difficult.
it was difficult, but what they do is worse.
Actually, I enjoyed the silence for once.
Turville kind of hey, I had that frickin' the flapping of the buzzing. It was driving me bonkers.
Yeah, but you don't have to say incantations to do magics, do you, Turvy?
Listen, mate, if it stopped them from having us going conscious or whatever, you remember what that one thing did the one time when we lost the little one, Stool, and well, hell,
Oh,
we were all almost bloody dead. Imagine if we had that back then. It would have been useful.
It
I
has its
still miss
uses.
school.
Hey, Dre, why weren't you with us back then?
Uh,
Don't think
City-
they can answer that question.
City was destroyed, I think. How many?
Hey,
how
it's
many
enough excuses.
cycles? All right, so we need to go see this Kazooks.
Kazoo.
Shine. Kazoo?
Yeah, Big Shot.
Yeah,
guess we trade these out then for what we need. Kazook.
I mean, those are what you need.
Is it enough? Can it be three different?
3 diamonds for 100 gold each, yeah. You just need
So that's
diamonds worth 300 gold.
You don't. I see this whole time. I always thought it had to be the one.
That's
No.
for, that's for
Oh,
the, that's,
I
for,
thought
the,
earlier
that's
too.
for the higher level spells,
All right,
like Resurrection
gotcha.
and Revive or whatever it's called.
Revivify.
Not Revivify, you can use multiple
Oh.
diamonds.
Right.
Has the S at the end of it. Diamonds worth 300 gold.
I mean, I hate to shoot myself in the foot, but it doesn't say that. It does say singular.
It does?
No.
Wow,
way. Is it really?
so they did change it from the old one.
Yeah,
Right.
diamond. Okay.
All
There
right.
you
Well,
go.
we'll go
Just
see.
squeeze them together really hard.
I mean, I'm sure he'll trade them.
That's nutty.
Right.
They
If
might.
you don't mind,
Well,
we-
upcharge.
you're always good with the merchants.
If we're gonna do that, then I have to do the same thing because I got 3 right here too.
Yeah, because the old one was. We can say that. I mean, if you don't want to go through it, we can say that they're one. That's why I gave them to you, was for that. But yeah, because the old one was diamonds worth 300 gold.
Dusk will
So,
squeeze them together and cast mending and shove them together.
Sure.
And it'll just look horrible
Instead
and
we have
ugly, but still be a diamond, and there you go.
perfect. All right. Right
What
on,
about
mate.
these ones too?
Spending a minute squeezing diamonds together as they fit perfectly, as if they just fell apart at one point in time, and you're just making them better.
Yeah, do the same ones with these, Dusk.
Dusk will just take them right out of Fun Guy's hand and just start pawing them together.
Thank you.
Fair enough. You have 2 diamonds amongst you worth 300 gold each.
Okay.
Wonder why they changed it. Try just to make it that much more rare.
All right. Any other business, and where do we stay around here?
We are at a place called the Foaming Beer Mug, or some such thing.
The Foaming Beer Mug.
Be warned, the proprietor is quite, talkative.
Sounds delightful.
Likes to jabber, eh? All right.
Is there anything else at the market we might need to acquire? Well
I
then,
can't-
to the Foaming Ale establishment.
Okay.
Right on.
Easy enough.
We got
Which isn't too far away from the palace, as you guys are still outside of this quote-unquote palace. It's not much of a palace. It is pretty with all the glittering gems and torches kind of illuminating the area. But kind of in like a corner would be the Foaming Mug in an alehouse. It seems to have gone over some renovations recently. Not since the rest of you guys were here, but just the general description of the place. It does have a little bit of a jutting zirkwood outside of the establishment, kind of like outside of the cave, because most places in here is just a door into the wall. These are more, it's been built out. And yeah, they would just have a sign with like a foaming beer mug. And notably, the door is sized for larger folk, such as elves, or possibly even bigger. Slightly. But it's classic, like, saloon doors going in. And I would say about this time, the tap room is a little bustling. More bustling than you guys have seen it before. It's a brightly lit interior, gems and also kind of like candle lights and candelabras all over the place. And you would hear just like kind of this muffled din of the interior, conversations going throughout. And as you all enter, the conversations don't pause, but they definitely quiet as you feel like there's recognition. A few whispers like, "Hey, did you see they got a couple more drow?" You know, well, they did. I think they're helping out. I don't know. One's like, "Well, I don't trust them." But after a moment of stares and whispers, not very well hidden whispers either. They're just like there. Tappy Foamstrap, those of you who know, she like, "Oh, you brought more folks. Come on in. I'll pour you some more Dark Lake stouts, right? Get about your business, boys." As the rest of the bar eventually does get about their business to go to drinking. "Well, come on down. Got a couple new strangers. Wouldn't mind saying hello."
Yes, they have much to tell you.
Right on.
And
Good day.
Dusk will grab a mug and kind of saunter off.
Yeah.
The mugs are full of dark, thick, syrupy, very similar to the... It's kind of like a Guinness, but maybe a little bit thicker and sweeter. I don't know if you would you might recognize this as Dark Lake Stout, but yeah. Come on, first one's on there. Couple of drow, eh?
aye.
Right.
How you know this lot?
We saved them from some demons out there.
Is that right?
As she says.
Well, What sort of demons? Were they the kind that put stingers in your belly? Or were they more the kind that, like, terrify your nightmares or turn into dragons and all that?
No, more the ones that buzz and make you go insane. And then stab you with their, like, proboscis. Called Casmi.
What's a proboscis?
It's like a tongue.
Yeah,
I stab you
sure.
with their tongues. That sounds horrible.
right.
Yeah.
You're right, mate.
All right. Well, where you come from then?
The big
They
smoke.
said,
What? What's that? The big smoking outside?
Right, the only Jar City near here.
See her kind of start reaching under the bar table. What's that then?
Dude, it's the only city near here. It's like 3-4 weeks away.
Right. You from Menzo?
Right, the big smoke.
Alright, you should probably watch your step then.
All right, we are.
What are you doing
Not
here?
trying to get to the surface.
You got more writing to do.
Mm,
a little bit till the morning.
She just kind of like
No.
eyes you. Oh yeah.
no, we're not raiding.
I thought you said waiting.
Not waiting. Yes, raiding. No.
Writing. Writing. You
Right,
know,
no.
you go up and you get your slaves and you come back down and you bring them to do your bidding.
That's.
No.
I have no interest in that.
Alright, well I've got my eye on you. Drow
That's fair.
from Menzo Berenzin.
Right, appreciate the ale. Good stout.
First one's free, second's double.
All right. I'll have a second.
It'll be a
Not the
gold.
one.
It's usually a 5 silver drink.
Nice. Well, I got 2 for the price of 2.
It's math for you.
Good sales tactic.
As the rest of you guys are just trying to ignore Tappy Foam Strap.
Yeah. I think most of us are.
Oh,
Never
not
better than I
ignoring,
expected is.
enjoying the interaction.
She does seem a little miffed hearing that you're from Menzo Berenzin. Well, I got paying customers, yeah. I'll go check on them.
Right on.
Oh, all right.
Good day to you.
Make sure you stay where we can see you.
Put my hands up and I just walk away from the bar.
Yeah.
Zach just.
You got the idea. And she pours more ales and quickly shuffles away to bother other people.
Well, that went better than I expected.
We
They don't
we
wanna-
gotta be better about telling them where we're from.
You want to say Chednasad? No one would believe that. It's so far to the south.
She would.
I mean, it's better than Menzo, right?
Well, I don't think it really matters where you're born. I think it matters what you do with your life.
That's a good way to look at it, Zach. I like that.
As another gnome would kind of bump in. What'd you say you're gonna do with your knife? And he kind of stumbling
your
around.
life. With your life.
Are you gonna take my life with your knife?
No.
No,
I don't have any. Wait.
As
I
he's
have no
definitely
reason.
kind of swaying as he's saying this.
Oh.
Listen,
okay.
mate, I could take you right here, right now, you name it, and he starts like doing like the fisticuffs, like classic, like 1920s like muscle man,
Strongman.
yeah, fisticuff thing.
Oh, you're a boxer.
Not by nature, but I know how to take down a drow who's gonna take my life with their knife.
That's an amazing rhyme. Here, have an apple.
Dusk is going to walk up to the inebriated gnome and blank stare him in the face. And then reach out and touch him on the nose and negate the poison condition.
He's like, kind of gets up straighter. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel better now?
You watch your step, Drow. Good thing this guy was here to set you straight.
Yeah.
I gotta get an ale. I've had like 6 of these things. Hey, Blarley, I don't feel a thing. And he runs over to go get another ale.
That was impressive.
Dusk will turn and look at the drow and go, and then walk away and sit down at a table.
I follow.
Go sit down.
And definitely still a bunch of eyes are on you guys. Just because A, couple of strange drow here, B, rumors have been floating around town about the others and how they are possibly helping. And they have already helped a good amount in Blingden Stone.
Right. Wait, mate. What's in Gracklestug? I've never been.
You mean what's in Gracklestug?
Like, what to expect when we get there?
Oh,
Dwarves, giants, fat dragon.
probably a lot of depressing dwarves.
Right. Fat dragon.
Oh yeah, he's fat.
He keeps the forge lit.
Right.
Temperature?
Oh.
Temperature. Do I know that name?
Can you give me a history check?
It's probably a no, but you know.
Did you pronounce it correctly?
You did not pronounce it correctly, but Themberchod, but Thunderchode.
Thunderchode.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
With a 16, you've heard rumors that yes, there is a dragon within Gracklestug. Unsure of the nature of it entirely, but
Keeps the forges lit, you say. Right. How's that work?
I think he
suppose it's
breathes
fire.
on them.
Yeah, it breathes in them. We saw it do it.
Yeah, why is it working for them?
I think it is considered a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Well, if he's fat, he's happy, right?
Yes,
Is any
so.
dragon ever really happy?
Yeah, he didn't really seem unhappy.
Right. You've met this dragon.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Our last experience there ended as favorably as, well, possible. We left on, if not good terms, neutral terms.
That's good.
But that was some time ago. The situation there may have changed. Just like it did at your home.
Right.
So not.
so you guys have seen some stuff.
Yeah, from a drought prison to up here. Yeah.
Certainly know how to claw your way up out of the Underdark, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can tell you that as soon as I'm out, I ain't coming back down here. Ever.
Wait, like not even to visit someday?
Oh, you're gonna have to come up to the surface. I ain't coming back down here to get killed by something.
Right? I can't wait to see the surface.
Because everything down here is horrible.
Well,
Is
you
it
are
like
there
this?
too, so you did hear that.
That's what I've been trying to say the whole time.
Yeah, no one wants to live down here.
Well, there's plenty that want to live down here, but it's because they don't know that there's a better option.
Like Great Wonders, Atlanta.
Great wonders, the moon, sun, stars.
Do I know what any of that is?
Roll me a nature check.
You've heard tales.
You've at least
Yeah.
you don't
You
know
just
what
heard
they
the words
are.
come out of my mouth.
You've heard the words. You don't know what they mean.
If you've never been there, it's hard to describe, but these are all things of true beauty.
Mm.
Right. Yes, I look forward to it.
Well, I suggest we finish our whatever this is and get some rest. Just be aware that more than likely Weller will wake up with some different colored facial hair in the morning.
Possibly.
No, I'm not partaking in the Dark Lake Stout. You all didn't drink that, did you?
Right?
We
Yeah.
did all drink it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Maybe it's just me. It doesn't seem to agree with me.
Oh.
If a little guy that's a bit tricksy but overall means well visits you in your dreams tonight, his name is Jim Jar. He's all right. He was a former compatriot of ours. That's where the gold facial hair comes from.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's kind of a long story, and also I don't even fully understand it. So
Right.
I mean, is there a chance to decline the facial hair? Because I don't think I'm
Religion
partial to that
check?
for myself.
Do I have any idea who this Jim Jar is?
Nah, you've never heard the name before. That's impossible.
yeah, he was just a compatriot of
Yeah.
ours.
He was just a compatriot. No, he's no god.
Might have also been Garl Glitter Gold, but you know.
Wait. You're saying you got your mustache from Garl Glitter Gold.
I don't know. I got it from Jim Jar. I know him as Jim Jar, but
What do I know
Seems
about
kinda-
Garl Glitter Gold? Well, he's
seems
saying-
kind of
You can give me
You
a,
have-
you can give me a religion
fitting.
check. Yeah, the 27. You know everything you know about Garl Glitter Gold.
Right, so you're blessed by the god.
The patron
gnomes.
deity of the gnomes.
Right.
Hmm.
Blessed Drow.
Weller, are you sure only your facial hair was affected?
Do you wish to investigate further?
I mean, not particularly, but
Roll an investigation check.
chances chances are I'll have to put you back together again at some point anyway. So
That's fair.
Oh,
In all honesty, the way things go, you might know better than me at this point.
I just might.
well, where's the rooms at? I guess we got an early morning. Do they call it morning?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always been confused about that. Personally,
By the
Like,
first
they-
light of Narbondale?
a day.
I'd say my character would say it'd be like, I guess around the time of the first light of Narbondale.
When's that? You don't have an Arvindale here.
Right. But
Right.
that's their understanding of time.
I think they would call it nighttime would be gloom, daytime would be not gloom, and that's about it.
Sure. Canon.
Okay. I like it.
Now, have you all paid for rooms?
Not yet, mate.
No.
Well, I don't know how liquid you are, but you're welcome to bunk up with us if need be. We appreciate the help.
Right. We appreciate you getting us to the surface.
Also,
You're
there's
not
gonna be
there yet.
there's gonna be a free room because Dusk and I have some matters to attend to. That investigation check.
Okay.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Dusk will hold up his hand and extend his claws and go, "All right."
Never mind. Take it back.
Yeah, I don't mind resting in a free room.
Weller speaks a bit higher pitch in the morning for some reason.
There is technically a room free right now because Rincewind.
Aww.
Okay.
Well, y'all can share that room. Just don't touch anything.
All right.
Right. Thanks, mate. Got a long boat ride.
You gotta walk to the boat first. But yeah, if there's nothing else you guys want to do, you can easily retire for the evening. Getting a long rest if you need one. I think you guys have already rolled a long rest probably since then.
I think we did, yeah.
I don't recall. But yeah, you did. Yeah, rest comes pretty easy. And I would say to Yezebo and Zakandrins, surprise, the room is sized for people your size. They accommodate
Oh,
the taller folk.
that's nice. I like that.
Right, I was prepared to sleep on the floor if need be.
Yes,
I
one of
guess
you,
it's
one of you
just
will
kind of-
one of you will probably sleep on the floor.
I'll be on the floor.
Probably just meditate for a couple hours. If you want to switch you off.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
When he stands watch at the door while the other rests for
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
Fair enough. But night comes, or what would we say? Gloom comes and goes. Morning, or not gloom, is there to greet you. As once again, the tavern would be a little more bustling than you guys had seen it previously, just because like people like talking about how they're getting ready to, do some work on the entryways to the house center, and trying to, get things ready for the big assault, which they've got a few weeks to prepare, or a couple of weeks to prepare. But they're ready, getting ready. They're ready to get ready? Yeah. But the morning is
Preparation.
yours.
Well, whenever you're ready to head out, do you usually have brekkie?
Or bite and fruit or something.
There would be some like insectoid like breakfast available to eat, and mushrooms,
Oh,
Fine.
Briambos.
heavily seasoned with salt.
Oh, my.
But anything you'd like to do before you go meet where's Salt Baron?
Not
This
on
is
my
a
end.
show.
No.
We're
Right.
alive for a life. Right.
All right. As you guys head over to the front gate then to meet where's Salt Baron, you would see that there are 3 wagons ready and packed up with. There's 4 cave badgers here. One of them are on each of the wagons. Another is next to Words. Like, all right, it's weird you weren't gonna make it, but good on you. Well, we've got a 5-day march till we get to the salt swimmer. So keep on your toes. And then you would see 6 other deep gnomes. There's the crew. They'll be helping out. Mostly with the sailing bits.
Right on. Who's your scout?
Oh, what?
Scout.
Well, I mean, usually Dave in there, but to be honest, he's not much of one.
Yeah, but he knows the way there, right?
Hey, we all know the way there. Yeah, we dug out some tunnels specifically to help us get there a while back.
Alright. I'll take point then.
What's the point?
Up front.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. I don't know your fancy drow terms for front.
Right. And I'm gonna just walk ahead and
You sure
Yeah.
you can see properly? You're not gonna get us lost?
I have excellent vision.
Tell me about the ship. Does it have any sort of armament? We might be going to hostile territory.
Well, no, we don't have armaments. That's why we're hoping to get people. That's why you guys are here. What do you mean armament? I mean, listen, we had to take a bunch of the scrap back just to bring to here. I don't have things like a ballista, if that's what you're asking, or mounted crossbows. We've all got crossbows with us, though, and we know how to use them.
Well, I guess that'll have to do.
Well, that's why I was, so glad that actual help was coming to help. Don't have a lot of warriors with us, but you lot will count for, from what I've heard, 10 times what one of our own folk would be able to do.
Well, we appreciate the flattery, but keep your crossbows handy. Shooting things at range is preferable to them getting up close.
Absolutely, yeah. Now, we're no strangers to walk and do the Underdark. Well, we know more how to hide within the stony terrain. That's our go-to, is usually run and hide.
No, I'm more worried about once we're on the ship, but
Oh, yeah. The ship's pretty sturdy. Got a lot of gem undercoating, so it shouldn't sink.
As long as it doesn't
Right.
take water. But yeah, that's another issue we'll deal with.
Of course, yeah.
Put 'em
I've
in the
been
water.
on the lake before. Listen, mate. We've done this trip hundreds of times.
yeah, things might have changed.
All
We'll
right.
cross that bridge when we get there. Just tell your men to be ready once we're seaworthy and on the water.
Yeah, we got a long walk ahead of us, though. They know how to... A couple of them have been on the ship before. But they know how to work the ropes and make sure the sail things are working. We good and ready, though. We got about a 5-day walk till we get there.
All right, then let's get going.
Better get started.
Right. And I'll use Blessing of the Trickster before we get going.
Fair enough.
I don't know what that does, but it sounds cool.
Does it look like anything when you do it?
You see, as I would start walking ahead into the shadow, just a shadowy half mask cover part of my face and then disappear.
Do we hear an organ play in the distance or anything?
Right.
Yes.
It's not.
It's the half mask.
It's the
like this,
top
like
half.
You know, like
It's the-
classic.
Oh.
Oh.
mask.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lame,
wrong part.
lame.
Yeah. Sorry. That would be cool though.
But yeah, as you guys are traveling, what is traveling like for you guys? Obviously, Zach wants to be up front, scouting out. Are you guys kind of sticking with the? There's 3 wagons, and they're usually going like single file, so they know, they can't go up and down different crevices, so they have to go. They know where they're going, essentially. But are you like intermingled with them? Are you more of like I don't know, everyone in front, half of you guys in the back, guys all in the middle?
How many wagons are there?
3.
3. So I would say 1 in front. Weller's going to be behind the first one,
Okay.
kind of keeping an eye on Zach.
Yeah, I'm staying out of sight basically as much as I can.
Weller's going to kind of keep to the side a little bit, not walk obviously like straight behind the wagon, but just be on the lookout for everything.
Fair enough.
Now, is this a wagon where it's just being dragged by now? Was there like somebody driving it, like up in the seat, like like a panel carriagey kind of thing?
Are we like Oregon Trail?
I would say
or-
they're
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
not like riding it like that. There seems to be a spot where someone could, but they're for the most part they're not huge wagons. They're like I would say if someone wanted to, they could probably ride in the wagon.
Well, in that case, one guy's just kind of walking back and forth, just talking with these other gnomes, just chatting and probably being annoying.
Since he can see perfectly, Gaspar's gonna keep his eye on the swivel.
They're just kind of in the middle with everyone.
Yeah, in the middle and keeping an eye on everything since he sees perfectly well.
What about Yezebo and Dusk?
Dusk will take up the rear. He'll just, occasionally moving amongst the wagons, but mostly towards the back, seeing where everyone else has positioned themselves.
What about Yezebo?
Well, probably practicing flipping her dagger in her hand.
So just somewhere around.
Yeah,
Not
I'd
really.
probably lose my place a little bit and have to catch back up.
Fair enough. Well, as you guys are traveling like thus, the gnomes seem to know the direction and where they're going, and you would find markers every now and then, about every half day, maybe a little more, a little less, depending on how the travel goes. You would find markers that don't really indicate what it's a marker for, but they are marked. It's more just like, almost like thieves' cant, but it's like gnome cant. Or it's like, might just be like a weird stack of rocks against the wall. And each marker is very different. Some of them are like little, maybe just like a shiny scratch along a wall, or be like maybe somewhere like in the middle of a puddle, you would see this like stick. Like it's just a stick sticking out. But you guys have seen the Underdark. It's very much like your previous travels, except for more flat, because they know where carts are going. And it seems like the areas, not all of it, But it seems like several of the areas look like they've been kind of either partially carved out or flattened, or there's been some work done to much of the terrain. Obviously, there'd be fungal growths everywhere. Well, maybe not everywhere, but you would come across patches of different fungal growths and a little bit of like bioluminescence and the occasional stream underwater. But it is an arduous 5 days, as probably on, actually probably not even 5 days, as you get to about like day 3, you get to a spot where it looks like there's some fungi. You'd recognize these as Timask, kind of growing along the walls ever so lightly, but they're not being disturbed, growing over kind of a shallow puddle, maybe a foot or so deep, and several other kinds of like growths and vines and little bits of columns and stuff in here. They're very similar to a lot of the caves that you've been in before. But say as you're crossing this puddle, the back wagon, which is probably the heaviest of them, starts to get stuck. In this water, in this puddle. And it takes a while for the gnomes to, they're working on getting it out, and the whole train stops for a minute as they're trying to unstick this cart that's essentially stuck in the mud. And they're working on like kind of repairing one of the wheels to get it unstuck. You know, Shout would call like, "Hey, we gotta cut off this part of the wheel before we move ahead." You know, calling out through the cave between each other.
Weller would ask him to give me any of his that he could spare to set up a defensive perimeter, recognizing that we are vulnerable being stuck in the mud.
I'll climb up and away from the area and kind of scout out a little bit.
Okay.
Help them with both trying. We can help unstick from the mud. Can use destroyer water to try and dry up some of the mud to get us out, and I have my carpenter tools to help make repairs. Was it just the? Did you say it was just the one?
It was just one that they gotta. They gotta like break the wheel so they can repair the wheel.
Okay, so I can help with those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Keep the damaged piece of the wheel, and I can make the repair faster.
Fair enough.
Dusk, how long do you think it'll take?
A minute. First,
Yeah, we'll be fine then. All right.
Yeah, a couple of the gnomes will kind of come up front with Weller to help set up making a repair, as Dusk and Fungi kind of go to the wagon to kind of help unstick it, destroying some of the water to help remove out of the stuck spot in the water. But as you guys are kind of in the middle of this repair, there's no light vibration. It's thunderous and immediate, as you would see crashes of stone all around you guys, all around this entire perimeter. The walls kind of like crashing through, as you would see not one, not two, but several hulking insectoid creatures with large mandibles, crazy looking eyes, and little antennae with big claws bursting through the walls here. I'm going to give Fungi inspiration for using Create Destroy Wider on that, because that will definitely help them
awesome.
Maneuver
That's
around.
nice.
And that spell's gotten me inspiration multiple times.
And it's one of those that you can use creatively, and I love it. But I'm gonna bring you guys to a map as these hulking creatures break from the walls. Place yourselves where you feel you would be at the time. The rear wagon is the one that is being repaired currently.
Oh, good right where I am.
As the water is only 1 foot deep, so it's not super difficult terrain. What is this? Are we doing prelude and action? No. I like that one, but it's too... What do you guys think? Clash Defiant, Movement Proposition, or... Yeah.
Movement
Okay.
proposition.
I like Movement Proposition. It's a little heavier.
Teacher's pet. Teacher's pet.
And we're going to roll initiative, obviously. If it wasn't obvious before. But yeah, go ahead and place yourselves where you want to be.
Did these guys have enough time to spread out a little bit more before they got?
Yeah, essentially, kind of tell them where that you want them to be. They wanted to be, wherever you wanted them.
Okay. Weller, I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna say one, kind of be there. Basically, just imagine a clock like I'm in 12 o'clock. Put somebody at 1, somebody at 3, maybe somebody kind of back in the back towards 6.
If you're at 1,
if I'm at 12,
you're at 12.
Yeah. So like that guy's good. That guy's good, and then just maybe drop somebody back a little bit behind me.
Fair enough. You guys are heading south, so this is the front.
Mhm.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And we heard this come from behind back here.
It comes from all over. Is everybody happy with your positions?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Does anybody want to go first? Anybody have any good ideas? Want to swap initiatives? It's a thing I can do.
It's a thing you can do. Doesn't get to do it often.
Huh? Dusk?
Is
Looking at you?
dusk?
We talked about this before.
Why are you looking at me? I mean,
All
I can go if you wish to
That's
go
okay.
further down.
One popped up beside me. It's okay. I can make it over to him.
There's plenty to handle. As
Yeah.
several of these Umber Hulks break through the walls here. Weller, you are up first.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
What are you up to?
I am going to go ahead and can I occupy that space? Or there's just like rocks.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I would say what
difficult terrain.
Weller, you probably wouldn't notice it as much as the people in the back, as several of these Timask along the walls in the back have started exuding their spores, releasing toxins in the back. We'll get to that for the people affected. Weller, what you up to? You get up to
Sounds
this big
terrible
Umber
for you
Hulk.
guys. I hate that.
Hate that.
I'm gonna
for you.
swing out at him.
Fair enough.
Let's do a maul. Let me. 'Cause I haven't looked at my sheet yet. Make sure everything is set the way it should. Okay, let's swing out at him. Just wasted my 20 on initiative.
12 is gonna be a miss.
All right, let's precision attack it.
Okay, roll that D8.
D8.
Ooh.
How do we feel about a 19?
A 19. 19 hits.
19.
Yes,
Plus my
absolutely.
12 blood. All right.
As you rush up to this hulking beast and just kind of push into its, like, very hard chitinous body for 16 points of damage. As its mandibles click-clack at you.
All right, let's go ahead and run it back and see if we can do it again.
I'm going to give you a... It is, in fact, toppled over.
Nice.
As you just immediately slam it into the wall there. So you have
Just
advantage
like
on the next
Babe
attack.
Ruth called shot. Just
Absolutely.
all right.
The gnome next to you's got a pickaxe out and is about to slam into it too.
Let's It's advantage maul.
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, so close.
I'll take it though.
27 for sure hits.
Fantastic.
For 16 more points of damage, as yes, it is still toppled. Just crunching into this creature.
All right, and I'm gonna hold my position. I'm targeting this one and just yell out to watch the walls. And that will be it for me.
They're watching all right. That'll take us to Casmus. Casmus, what's up?
We are going to throw a witch bolt at this one right there.
Okay. Throwing a bolt of witchness. Roll that witch bolt.
And that's be 4 damage because
Level 4.
Nice.
13.
13 is gonna be a miss, unfortunately. As the surprise, you let out this electric jolt as it just shimmers across the ground as it doesn't, the initial blast doesn't hurt it. But you still can, as a bonus action on future turns, put that little lightning bolt on both of you guys to denote it's under the effect, but it takes no damage, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Initially.
Alright, and you can move just right there to get away from it, and that'll be it.
Absolutely. We're gonna go bottom to top. Weller, this creature kind of rolls up. As it does, first and foremost, it is going to kind of gaze out in an outward way towards you and the gnomes around you. Fortunately, this can't hit Zach at the same time because it's now a cone. So, Weller, what I would like from you is a charisma saving throw. The very not very often used charisma save with a 13. As you kind of lock eyes with this creature as it's getting up, it's so weird. So weird you don't even know what to make of it. As we'll see what happens to you on your turn. You do not have reactions anymore, as it is also going to try to rend out towards you. It's going to try and use its mandibles and its large claws raking against you. Getting a 23, a 28, and a 14 to hit you, Weller.
Yeah, 2 of the 3.
As the first one kind of gets you with the claws, it tries to pick you up. You take 10 points of slashing damage. And as it does, its mandibles chomp down onto your chest. You take 23 points of slashing damage. That will take us to this one over here with electricity crackling around it. Seeing that the energy came from Casmus, this thing is going to launch itself towards you, Casmus. As it does, it just kind of locks eyes with you. I need a charisma saving throw. With a 13, you no longer have reactions, as this thing is eyeing you. And it's going to try to rend into you as well. First attack is, it's probably just going to go straight for its mandibles with its first attack, as it gets a 14 to hit.
Just misses.
As it goes out with the mandibles, it's just going to try to slam you into the wall there behind you. And you know, it's going to try to do that repeatedly, just slamming you into the wall with its like shoulder checking you. Getting a 16 and a 9 to hit.
16 hits.
As Casmus, you take 8 points of slashing damage. Near minimum. Meanwhile, this thing...
Thank God.
This thing
Must be
here
nice.
Must be nice.
Thank God for 10 hit points.
Yep. What do you have 10 hit points from?
The,
You should have none right now.
I guess
They go away on a long rest.
they go on a long rest. Okay, then.
So you should have no temporary hit points. But this one will flash its eyes out towards Yezebo and this troop here. And I would like Yezebo to give me a charisma save.
Alright. Beautiful.
With a 9. This is wonderful. So far, everybody that's been in their viewpoint is being gotten by whatever this does, which we'll find out what it does here shortly.
We're not really charismatic, can't you tell?
As the Umber Hulk will, first off, it's going to try to slam into this badger. It's just going to try to bite the badger. How about that?
That's a badger.
Yep. It doesn't kill the badger, but the badger is very badly wounded. As the badger lets out a squeal and a growl, ready to jump at it. It's still attached to the cart, but it will defend itself. And then at the same time, it's just going to try to claw into Yezebo.
Right.
Getting a 15 to hit.
Misses.
As it misses you. As you just kind of... Is it because of mage armor?
My mage armor. Yeah, my mage armor.
Okay.
It glimmers
as it
purple
just-
as it just streaks.
It streaks across you. That will take us to the one in the back as it gazes out towards Dusk and Fungi. Need charisma saves from both of you guys, too.
$18.
Dusk, you're the lone survivor of this. As this thing will rush up and try to swipe at Dusk. It tries to kind of... it'll shoulder check you first. Getting a 12 to hit. As it kind of
Just sort of
stumbles into the mud.
To the side.
Yeah. As it stumbles into the mud, it's perfect chance for its mandibles to kind of bite down into you. But getting a 10 to hit as it also bites the mud. Getting just a bunch of like gooey mud clumped up in its mandibles. It then kind of reaches its claw up through the water trying to get at you as well. Getting a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
As you take 12 points of slashing damage.
I'll take my reaction
Okay.
and just grab my sort of step to the side and push its claw away. I can't fail that.
Yeah, you do. Deflect attacks is going to be more than 12 no matter what. Yeah, as you essentially take no damage, you push its claw. Its claw gets kind of stuck into the cart, as you'll probably have to make more repairs now. But it
Great.
can easily be done. That will take us to your turn, Dusk.
As a bonus action, go ahead and ignite Dawn.
Okay. Actually, hang on real quick, because I forgot about this. Yeah, perfect. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. As the spores around just kind of start to fill the air from around the sides of this cavern, gets kind of a little hazy, but not enough to threaten your sight. Smells weird, kind of pretty. Ignite Dawn. Hey, I already have Dawn ignited.
You do?
I do.
Oh, no. All right.
A couple of these gnomes do have torches.
Dusk will move back here,
Okay.
and he will take a swing at the creature,
Alrighty.
getting a 29.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that hits.
For 13 points of radiant damage
We'll take 13 points of radiant damage.
and stunning strike.
Okay. Good old classic Constitution save. It got a big 10, as it is 100% stunned.
And then swing through again. Getting a 22.
22 also hits. And the creature just kind of gazes there at the water, unsure what to make of its new life.
16 points of radiant.
It will take 16 points of radiant damage. Anything else for Dusk?
Oh, my sound went out.
Uh-oh. Get that sound back.
Alright.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All
I'll
right.
pick.
Anything else for Dusk?
That will be it.
All right. That will take us to Zakandrin.
Zach's going to climb across the wall over here and use the bonus action disengage. And move to here.
Okay. As you
And-
climb over this thing, its mandibles snapping at you the whole time. You easily kind of dodge out of the way.
And I shout out halt and use command halt at second level to affect that one and that one.
Okay. Is that a wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save.
As they both seem to pay attention and just gaze at you. This one kind of turns its head. And this one was already following your sight anyways.
Movements, yeah.
As they
Uh,
have halted.
Alright, so no action, no bonus action, don't do anything on their turn. Cool. Pass turn.
Alright. Does this look like anything as you cast this halt? This is only like
It's
the
a-
second time we've
it's the
seen you
word.
cast. It's just you just
Yeah,
saying
this one-
halt.
I grab my holy symbol and I say halt.
Is there any magic scene, or is it just this? Just the
That
word?
one would just be the word.
Fair enough. That will take us to Fungi. Fungi, I need you to roll me a d8. Fungi, nothing is within reach. As you reach for your stick, you start whacking around towards people around, but there's no one nearby. You're swinging wildly for the turn. As that is unfortunately Fungi's turn. Fungi, I need a charisma save at the end of your turn. As you just kind of locked eyes with the creature and started whacking around wildly. And you just kind of still locked in with this creature's gaze as it's just kind of standing there staring at you too. Because it's also it's stunned too. Unfortunately, that'll take us to Yezebo. Yezebo, I'm gonna ask you the same question. I need you to roll me a d8.
Yeah.
I guess the question would be,
Alright.
will you roll me a d8, please?
Nice.
With a 1, as you're just kind of like, this creature stared at you for a moment and you're just looking over it. It's interesting, but you don't know why. How does it work? You probably know how it works.
Mhm.
And it's just all these thoughts kind of rush into your head, but you just can't help but look. Unfortunately, that's it for Yezebo's turn. Yezebo, I need you to give me another charisma save at the end of your turn.
All right, I'm staring. That's nice. That's a nice living specimen. No.
That's another... Oh, no. Weller! Mr. Nat 20 on initiative. Weller, I would need you to roll me a d8 too.
Do you need me to, or do you just want me to? Let's be
Yes.
honest with the people.
Yes. Well, you know.
I totally ignored you. Charisma again?
Yes. No, just a
I'm
D8.
sorry.
A D8.
D8, sorry.
You will get to that charisma save. The 7. Alright, give me an attack roll.
No.
Do it. A 27. Roll me some damage.
Is that what I rolled earlier? Rolling like 19.
Yeah.
Damage.
Should save that roll for your charisma save. But for 15 points of damage.
Thanks, Dad.
As you're just kind of like unsure what to do, so you just start swinging. And get like enough energy to make one good swing. As you do hit the Umber Hulk. As it's
Nice.
like, yeah, I gotta hit something. I don't know what. Hitting this Umber Hulk, because it's nearby. At the end of your turn, that is all you can do for your turn, though, is just make one attack. End of your turn, I need a charisma save.
I don't get a bonus action or anything?
No. Or reactions. Notably.
Even if I ask nicely?
Depends on who you're asking. Me, the answer is no. But yeah, at the end of your turn, you are good. Your reactions come back to you. But that will take us to Casmus. Casmus, start of your turn, bud. Need a D8.
D8.
As you lock eyes with this creature and just stand there as it's slamming into you. Need a charisma save at the end of your turn. We'll say 1 to 4 is do nothing. 7 or 8 is make a random attack.
Not that it matters for Casmus. Well, I guess just trying to understand end of turn.
Yes.
I don't get speech or anything like that. It literally
you
is
can
end
talk.
of turn.
You
I can do nothing.
You can talk. I don't care. You got 6 seconds. Like you were frozen for a second. Like, what the fuck is this?
So at the end of my turn, after like swinging out, and I'm imagining like not under my own volition, just wildly, and I happen to hit it, I would just yell, "Spread out!"
You would look over and see Fungi's doing the same thing that you were just doing. Trying to hit something, but there's nothing nearby him.
Yeah. Spread out! Don't be near each other! And that would be it.
I forgot to do the gnomes stuff. A bunch of them are also in this weird confusion thing. The badger will bite out and do some damage to this Umber Hulk. This guy stabs out at this Umber Hulk. And these guys will stab out at this Umber Hulk. Kind of shooting crossbows, backing away. And they have advantage, so they'll do even more. That will take us to the Umber Hulk's turns. 2 of them are stopped. 1 of them is stunned.
Am I still stunned after 16 or?
No, you are not stunned.
Okay.
That is end of turn. You are good. It wasn't even a stun. It's a confusion thing. The Umber Hulk is the one that is able to do something this turn. Is going to continue to try to batter into Casmus. And he'll take 1 swipe at the gnome who attacked him. The gnome is barely alive as he is slashed across his stomach. While Casmus, a 16 and a 20 to hit you.
They both hit.
You got a 23 to hit the gnome. You take 14 and 9 for a total of 23 points of slashing damage. As that electricity is still kind of crackling between you two. The 2 that were kind of commanded to halt kind of stop standing and start looking for the targets to attack, as they have plenty right next to them. That will take us to Dusk. Dusk, what's up?
All right.
This guy's stunned until the start of your turn, so no longer stunned, correct?
Correct.
Alright, just do it again.
We shall see. All right, Dusk is going to swing out at it again.
Okay.
Getting a 22 to hit.
22 definitely hits.
15 points of radiant damage.
Take 15 points of radiant.
And we'll do it again.
frickin' do it again. Might as well. It got a 7 as it's stunned again.
All right.
Crazy.
Swing out again.
You're just stabbing at, like, kind of hitting the pressure points with this Blade of Light. 24 also hits. Things just kind of, it just got a moment of movement as it almost turned to look towards you, but it's just getting stabbed more and more. It's still up, but it is like leaking juices, and it's like it's not able to move, but you see it just kind of bending over. More hunched than normal.
All right. As a bonus action, do a spinning kick.
Okay.
$17.
17 is going to be a miss. As you kick into it, it's like a hardened shell, like a turtle shell, but harder, made of rock almost.
And going to do the last thing I'll do is an item interaction and bring up my crystal.
Okay. Trying to avert, have something to hold for your gaze. That'll take us to Zach. Zach, you see the two creatures that you had just enspelled kind of start to move once again. They are no longer halted. Companions seem, well, at least Yezebo and Fungi both seem like their wits are not about them. What are you doing? As well as a number of the gnomes.
I'm gonna move. I don't understand common motions well enough. Let's see. I can't get him in bless. Okay. I'm going to bonus action healing word on. I'm sorry, I forgot the name.
Christmas.
Well, your character wouldn't know his name very well either. You can just say the pale elf with a tail.
The pale elf. I'm going to healing word bonus action.
All right. What's your word?
Heal.
All right. Healing word is heal.
Heal.
He's a very, very literal caster.
Anyways, here you go.
As Casmus,
11.
you get 11 hit points back.
Thank you.
Still got your action, Zach.
Action, I am going to... Can't get there. I'm going to toll the dead 60 feet.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. One way up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll toll the dead on that one. I saw it getting tore up.
As you
Try to
look
push
over
it
and
up.
you see Dusk just soloing this one, as a couple of like crossbow bolts are getting shot into it. Yeah. Wisdom or con?
It's wisdom.
Wisdom. I always forget for some reason. I got a big 2. Big 2. As it takes. You should roll the not full health, but the other one. This is D12s. Like the D12 band. You guys remember them?
Yeah.
Was that Eminem?
Yeah, they're the
Eminem
purple,
D12?
the purple pills.
D12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a, so I'm just gonna roll 2d12.
What? You don't have one? That's crazy.
11.
All
One
that
more
for
damage.
1 hit point. As yeah, you would see where this creature's ear holes are start bleeding this black blood.
As I throw that coin against my sword.
Here's
No one
tink.
hears it.
No tink
It hears.
heard. And we'll take.
If
Yes.
you're looking in the spell section, it's not going to be there. You have to look
Oh
in
yeah,
the combat
it's in
section
the combat
for the
section.
1d12.
I would highly recommend rolling any spell attacks in the combat section.
Gotcha.
But that will take us to Fungi. Fungi still in this confusing gaze as you've locked eyes with this one Umber Hulk still. Roll me a d8. With a 4, as you don't know what you were trying to hit at. You just stand there and just kind of look at this creature. Huh. Funny. You need a charisma save at the end of your turn.
Oh my god.
Wow. Wow. You do have heroic inspiration.
You
No,
gotta
but it
you gotta
feels like-
D100 or change the color, Beatty. Beatty was
I
Beatty and
have
Buddy.
a minus one on saves. I feel like it's going to wind up just being a waste.
Yeah, minus
Until
one.
I guess that yeah.
Fair enough. That will take us to Yezebo. Yezebo, I need a D8 as well.
Beautiful.
With a 3. Still standing there. This thing's cool. Pretty cool.
I'm very tempted to get my book out and draw it.
Yeah. If only you could reach for it, but you for some reason you don't have control of your hands. You want to draw this.
Yep.
All the patterns in its eyes, you're just kind of contemplating what they mean. At the end of your turn, I need a charisma save.
Yay!
You are no longer affected by the horrible sight. Now you have to deal with the Timesk spores, which are following around you. That will take us to the top of the round, Weller, as the gnome next to you stabs into it. The guy back here, this is Kazook, by the way. Not Kazook, that's Assault Baron. Wurs. He is also shooting his heavy crossbow, doing a little more damage. And he sicks the badger on it as well. That's his personal pet badger.
Oh.
And the other gnomes, most of them start to kind of get their shit together and deal a little bit of damage to each of these creatures. Some of them keeping at bay if they can, others having to stab. But as they are doing all that, Weller, what are you up to?
Yeah. I'm gonna come over here, and then I'm gonna swing out at it.
Okay. As both this one and the one over by Dusk look very unhealthy in the moment.
Yeah, Dusk is showing me up. I'm not happy about that, so I'm both happy and unhappy about it. God dang it.
13 unfortunately misses as you try and swing around. Your maul gets kind of stuck in the mud as you try and do that heavy swing upward towards it.
Extra attack is you just have to attack whether you hit or miss.
That's
right?
the attack, yeah.
Yeah.
You can always do an
alright.
unarmed strike if you want to try to push it or something.
What? I forgot I had unarmed strike as an option.
Yeah, and so with unarmed
Um,
strike you can push, shove, knock down, or initiate a grapple, or you can do damage. Anyone can do that.
Oh, so I'm not special.
No,
Okay. Well,
That's what I was getting at.
could have let me.
it's
believe it
just
for a
an
moment.
option. Yeah, you are special. You got a gold mustache. But what are you doing with your
Alright,
your other stuff?
Extra attack. Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do another maul.
Do a second maul swing. Take him down to the maul. 26 will hit.
That one's gonna do it. And let's make that one a what do I got? I got menacing, and the other one's not at the bottom of my sheet, but I have a trip, right?
It is already tripping. It is toppled, but you can add more damage to it
It
if you
just
want.
got toppled.
Yeah, it rolled a 5 on its save.
Well, we can still menace it, right? Make it
Absolutely.
frightened. All right, let's do that one then. So menacing, superiority,
As it is also going to be frightened of you.
damage, fantastic.
For 22 points of damage, you knock it down on its ass, kind of slamming into the wall. It takes 22 and is toppled and frightened. It's rolling around in the dirt, the tunnel it just came from.
All right, let's go ahead and burn the action surge since we are in an advantageous position.
Absolutely.
And let's do advantage
You have advantage on the attack because
So
it
make
is
the turn.
toppled.
off superiority, turn on advantage, and do them all.
Do them all. Yes, 26 will hit. Slamming your heavy hammer down into it for 19 points of damage as you just crunch into its side, like through its arm into its chest. Hearing that squelching as its mandibles click clack for the last time. it's gone.
What do I have for movement? I was there, 5, 10.
So you've used 20.
Yeah.
So you only got 10 left.
And action surge was my bonus action, so I can't second.
Well,
wind
action,
healing.
you can second wind. Action surge is
Oh,
not a
okay.
bonus action. It's just something you do.
It's a free action.
You can
Okay.
totally second wind and get
Let's
an
second
extra
wind.
extra 15 feet. So you got 25 feet of movement.
All right, perfect.
Plus
So
a little
let's do
healing.
That plus a little healing.
Love it.
Nobody's mad about that.
Nah.
Do the 13.
13. That's not
obviously.
too shabby.
Not too shabby. And you said 25?
So you'll have 25 feet of movement. Yeah, you can
20,
walk right up to
I
it.
can
Take another
move
swing.
Right up next to it. Take a swing on that guy.
Take them all swinging.
14 and 14.
14's going to be a miss, unfortunately.
All right.
You kind of trip over the rocks a little bit, and its mandibles kind of, as it turns towards you, it startles you for a moment.
And then I just will say at the end of my turn, I will avert my gaze by like putting my arm up to this one in case it makes a turn towards me.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I will say they have changed the rules on Umber Hulk, and I am using the new rules. But
I don't know what the original or new ones are, so
fair enough.
I still bury my face in the crook of my arm.
Yeah, you try to bury your face as you're having your maul
Maybe
ready.
I die like an idiot, or maybe it works.
Who knows? That'll take us to Chasm.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
First thing is going to cast two Eldritch Blast at the creature.
Okay.
As
Not
an
a
action.
disadvantage because he has
Spell Sniper.
26 will hit.
Let me put the Agonizing Blast.
Yeah. That blast is agonizing. It'll take
For
six points of damage with the first one. Just kind of blast a little hole into him.
And the second one. A 19.
19 also hits. It's point blank range. Spells just bursting out of your hands.
For 12.
12 points of damage. Absolutely.
And then we're going to bonus action use the. Where is it?
A little lightning damage.
Yep. Initial attack, follow on.
Yeah. It'll take a
For
little
5.
5 points of
No,
electricity.
1 point. 1 point. I think it
Gotcha,
actually
'cause of
added the-
agonizing
yeah.
blast.
Yeah,
A little,
just 1
little
point.
static electricity crackles around it. Anything else for Casmus?
Nope, I can't really move. We're just gonna get
Sure
opportunity
you
attack.
can. It's going to take us to these Umber Hulks. Well, bottom to top. Casmus, this one is going to lash out toward you. First thing, trying to grab a hold of you with its mandibles. Getting a nat 1 as it kind of grabs a hold of the pillar behind you. Then it's going to slam out once towards the gnome behind him. Impaling the gnome with its claws and kind of using that gnome and just kind of picks him up and slams into you, Casmus. Getting a 25 to hit.
It definitely hits.
As Casmus, you take 10 points of slashing damage as the claws impale you through the dead gnome as it just got picked up and slammed into your body as you're essentially pinned to the wall with the dead gnome. The other one up here is just going to flail around wildly. Gonna go against everyone around him. Gonna go rend out towards Weller, just kind of one arm swinging towards you as you kind of swing your hammer down into the ground, kind of arm in the crook of your face in the crook of your arm. It is going to try to, got a 24 to hit though.
That's a hit.
As you take 13 points of slashing damage. And then it's going to try to hit Yezebo and the gnome. Yezebo got an 18 to hit.
That is.
As Yezebo, you take grand total of 11 points of slashing damage. And then it bites into that gnome. Only for a little bit. It just kind of scrapes up his, nearly cuts off his arm. Which will take us to the top guy who's stunned. Dusk, it's your turn.
Okay.
What you up
Go
to?
ahead and swing out.
All right. Swing away.
Getting an 18.
18 just hits.
For 11 points of radiant.
For 11 points of radiant damage. Yeah, as you stab out into this thing, skewering it, its eyes kind of roll back into its head, revealing this no pattern on the backside as it drops lifelessly onto the ground. Fungi, you are no longer affected. Good news.
All right.
Anything else for
Bonus
Dusk?
action.
Yeah.
Step of the wind. We're going to dash.
He is speed.
So he's going to come up here, leap up onto this cart,
Yeah.
run up the cart, bounce off the poles of the cart,
Okay.
land here, go jump onto this cart, and get behind this Umber Hulk.
Okay.
Now my bonus action interrupted my 2 strikes. Do I still get my second one?
Absolutely. You can strike
I
one
never
here,
remember how
strike
that-
one over there. Absolutely. Weller just did with his attacks as well.
That's true.
So
All right,
absolutely.
go ahead and swing out. Getting a 21 to hit.
21 will absolutely hit as you see the static electricity arcing across this creature.
You know it's coming. So 8 points of radiant damage and stunning strike.
It will take 8 points of radiant as it tries to withhold its constitution. Getting a 21. It is not
okay.
stunned. Anything else for Dusk?
That's it.
Taking us to Zakandrin.
Healing word at Cosmos.
All right. It's Cadmus. She just keeps getting pinned up
Heal.
against this. Yeah. Cadmus, 10 points of healing.
And then Toll the Dead on the creature. There.
As it will make a wisdom save. Ooh, got a big old 3. As it hears this tinging
Yeah, that
twang in its head that no one else hears.
no one else hears it.
Anything else for Zach?
That's it for turn.
Easy breezy, Fungi. This whole time, he's just like, the creature that you were just staring at is gone. You saw Dusk run across the water. What are you up to?
I'm going to snap out of it and I see it ahead of time. 5, 10, 15.
You run into the badger.
One over the badger. Can I go over the badger?
Yeah, I'm
Around
just fucking. Yeah,
badger.
yeah, you're good.
Okay.
He's just a badger.
I'll climb up onto this cart.
Mm-hmm.
And right here, if I have enough space to it, let's call up my my little conjured wolves, the little mushroomy wolves out of the dirt.
Absolutely. As you guys just see these fungal mushroom wolves appear out of the dirt here. Right there.
Down a spot. It doesn't terribly matter, but yeah, I was gonna say that. Excuse me.
Absolutely.
And if they are now in range of both of these guys, they both make dex saves.
Yeah.
16.
I lost my Umber Hulk. Getting an 8 and a nat 1 for a 2.
So I want to use it for both of them.
Yeah.
We'll both get 18 points of slashing.
Points of slashing damage as these wolves just tear out. These spectral fungal wolves tear out into each of these creatures.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to shake myself and change my form, wild shape, into a giant wolf spider.
Okay. Do you have a wolf spider on here for your stuff?
Actually, I didn't put anything into the.
I'll get you one.
Okay.
Doesn't take terribly
I
long.
have. I mean, I have it over, and I don't need it in there. I have the wolf spider on
Okay,
D&D Beyond. But...
fair enough. As long as you got it.
And then I didn't kind of. We'll say I'm staying there, but I am going to close all of my spider eyes.
Okay.
Keep them
He's
closed.
blind. That'll take us to Yezebo.
Yes, but with blind sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Blind
Yeah,
sense.
I gotcha.
all.
Yezebo, what's up?
I think I want to inflict some wounds.
Okay. You reach out to this Umber Hulk. What does this look like as you cast this?
Oh, like spidery black veins come down her hands, like her arms down through her fingertips, and
Yeah.
like when she touches them, goes into them. It's a con.
Oh, it's just a con save now. You know, it's not a touch.
16.
Fortunately, it got a 20 on its save, but I think it takes half now with the new rules.
Mhm.
It do.
That's a fun fact for everyone listening at home. Inflict wounds got better. It does 14 points of necrotic damage. As,
I was going
or
to
it
say,
does
are
half
they
of that.
physical wounds
Does
or are they
7.
emotional wounds.
Well, you would see that kind of black spidery veins kind of creep along this creature. It resists most of it, but it still takes some damage. Anything else for
Right.
Yezebo?
No.
All right. That will take us to Weller.
Let's
As the
Go
the
ahead.
gnomes and everybody kind of regroups and centers around these two.
go with the old tried or true. Let's scroll up and
Doing a little bit. Of damage.
Still advantage or
No.
straight roll?
Straight roll.
Okay, let me-
It was
bring
advantage
that
last time
on.
because it was the toppled boy,
Gotcha. All right, cool.
who's over here.
And then I'll-
Dead boy now. You don't need advantage when you get another 27 to hit.
He's up that tonight.
17 points of damage. And let's see if it's toppled. Just rolled a good con save. It got a 5 as it is once again toppled.
Toppled. All right, let's do it again. This time it's going to be at advantage,
This
right?
time at advantage.
All right. I see what's going on here.
25 will surely hit.
We will take that.
You crunch down onto this creature, maybe breaking off one of its mandibles. It takes 14 points of damage. Anything else for Weller? Weller.
I'm good. I'm good.
All
Sorry, I
right.
had to read.
You're good. That will take us to Casmus, still backed into a corner. This Umber Hulk is looking
The
messed up, though.
gnome is dead.
From what you've seen, yeah.
We're gonna do.
He's been impaled into you.
Yeah. We're gonna do blight on the creature in front of me.
Okay.
So it's a con save.
Yeah.
And they get
Some damage no matter what. Go and roll me that sweet, sweet blight damage.
damage.
As this darkness exudes from Casmus. 43, that is a That was a good blight right there. It unfortunately got a 22 on its Constitution save, so it takes
It still takes half.
still takes 21 points of damage. As you can see, the coloration of this thing's exoskeleton just become this pale, this dark pale semblance of what it once was.
And then as a bonus action, the Witch Bolt.
Absolutely.
The follow up, does it always do 1d12 or does
Yes.
it also?
It's always
Okay.
1d12.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put its first level. Because otherwise it's gonna give me more. There's 7.
All right, for 7 points of damage as this pale creature, that electricity just starts cracking and popping through all of its shell as it just pops into its eyes all around it as the thing falls over. That electricity is kind of still crackling, making sure it's dead. It is dead. Anything else for Casmus?
He's gonna move back a little bit. Just change this. He's gonna move back a little bit, and that'll be it.
All right, that will take us to the Umber Hulk, who stands up and boy howdy. This thing is going to disengage as it starts tunneling under the ground, trying to retreat. And it's actually a very good burrower, as it burrows into the ground, leaving a small narrow hole behind where it once was. Do you guys give chase?
No.
No, definitely not.
Dusk will go up and point Dawn into the hole and fire.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can kind of make out its form.
Pew pew.
It'll have severe cover, but absolutely
Just to
worth
be
a shot.
better.
Absolutely.
Ah,
It's going to be
Nah.
a miss as, like, yeah, good riddance. As gnomes kind of regroup on edge, everyone. They look over. Oh no. Redler 2. I don't know what his name was. Johnlin. I don't know. What's a good gnome name? What's the name of the dead guy?
Fredler too.
Further, yeah.
Fredler
Fredler
too.
Jr.
Sure.
Fredler Jr.
Fredler
Sure,
Jr.
Fredler
It was so
Jr..
not his son.
The bloodline is gone.
It's gone.
Maybe.
I'll dismiss Wild Shape. Do you guys have any diamonds on you? Quickly.
You kind of shake their head. No.
Fungi just giving like a grimace look towards his teammate. Any reaction?
Let's see what I got.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I got them. The question is, do I use them?
Use them on what? What are you talking about?
here. Give him the one that you gave me earlier.
Well,
Oh,
gonna do it.
we only got a ruby in the bag here. I don't think that's
All I
gonna
got
work.
was just more like, you guys want me to spend it?
Got
Okay,
10 seconds to decide.
gotta do it. Fine.
Yeah, do it.
I handed him the diamond.
Do it.
As
And there goes my. I'll take out my diamond.
what does your revivify look like?
As I'm standing over him, my eyes closed, my hand out, and spores just kind of slowly drift off of me, on top of him, all over, and just start to glow. and filter into his mouth and his nose, and a big breath will come into him, and he'll sit up coughing.
I
But
would
back to
like
life.
I would like you to roll me a wisdom check.
You know what? Wait a minute.
11's a
just
pass.
for-
The DC
Oh,
is
11's a pass, okay.
10 plus the number of times they died, and Fredler Jr. has never died before, so it would just be a 10.
The way I was about
as-
to scream second wind.
As he coughs up a little bit. What happened, guys? And as with the threat gone, the wagons need to be a little repaired. Everyone's alive. Fungi, I want to give you inspiration again.
I already.
Do it! Do it!
I
Double
can't.
inspiration.
There's no such thing as double
Double.
inspiration.
It's your game, dude.
No, because then you hoard them. I don't want you to hoard them.
Oh, that's only if we hit triple inspiration. You'll never do that.
Fungi, who do you want to give inspiration to?
Who dealt the most damage in combat? Who gave out the most?
Dusk was doing work over there on that one.
I was trying to think.
All by himself.
Who do we think? Who do we think gave out more?
Be a
Fair to fight.
toss up between Dusk and Weller for damage.
I think Dusk
Dusk
was a little
odds or
bit more
evens?
consistent.
Dusk odds or evens?
Evens.
Black. Red.
I'll
Wait, I
give it a
changed my
Dusk.
mind.
Dusk has inspiration.
Nice.
But with that, with the coming together of the wagons, that's where we're going to take a little 5-10 minute break, a little later than normal, but don't like to do it in the middle of combat if we can help it. But yeah, we're going to take our little 5-10 minute break there, folks. So stick around. We'll be back in a few and see how the rest of this good old Underdark Oregon Trail. We'll see how it goes. So stick around. We'll be back.
See you shortly.
Boys.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome back. And last we left off, our troop was about halfway through the journey to the dock of the salt. What was it? Salt swimmer? Yeah, the salt swimmer vessel with the caravan. And unfortunately, as one of the carts got stuck and helping it out a little bit, and well, turned out there were some Umber Hulks ready to launch attacks at you guys. And, well, one thing led to another, and it didn't go well for the Umber Hulks. But as one of the gnomes lay dying and dead here, Fungi used one of your precious diamonds that you had just fused together to kind of stitch together some life to this creature, to this gnome who is dead. And as he coughs up, Wurz will just kind of look on. Hey, what happened? And Fredler too. Oh, I don't know. I was just we were fighting there. I don't know what happened. I think I got. Kind of feels around. I still feel like shit there, boss. I think I got stabbed a bit. I reckon they won't be back because most of them got dead. I can patch you up here tonight. Are you close enough to going to place to rest? As good as any, right?
They might be back, so
Well, it was just one of them. And Bulks don't usually go in but packs of like 4 or 5 anyways. I've honestly never seen more than one at a time.
Well, it might be a futile attempt, but Weller is going to start knocking some of these rocks back into the hole that it disappeared down. Try
Fair
to seal
enough.
it off.
A couple of gnomes will kind of help you out with that, mostly giving you pointers. And they're pretty sturdy, and they can help lift to try to fill the holes back up.
I'm gonna try to help too.
As Yezebo is surprisingly very able to lift rocks.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you for the help.
It was
I
a
figured-
good idea.
Figured if we block this off, they didn't seem to have any trouble tunneling through these before, but seems a bit foolish to leave it open, almost like a invitation. Thank you.
Right.
Is there anything
No
useful on the
problem.
Amberholts? Would I know anything would be useful?
Give me a nature check.
I'm the wrong person. You know what? I would.
You're the right person.
You're the one asking.
I believe in you.
I'm asking if I know anything.
Yeah. With an 11. I don't know, they look like big bugs.
Big bugs.
Some nice pinchers.
They have nice pincers. They have thick hides.
Yeah, I don't know quite what you do with them.
But
How heavy are they?
the carts are full.
How heavy are the Umber Hulks?
Right. I was thinking you might be talking about trying to put them on the
Oh
carts.
no, I'm just gonna drag them into the hole. I'm just gonna try to
Uh,
block up the hole with the carcasses.
You would need some help with it. They probably weigh about a ton. They're big, beefy boys. But I would say if
Alright.
Yezebo's helping you guys can, with the two of you combined.
Mostly her.
Honestly, it's about 50-50.
Okay. Yeah.
As she seems to be pulling as much
got
weight,
this.
as much weight as you are.
Hell yeah.
You know, these chest plates they got are pretty strong. You know, I don't know. You were good with making that armor stuff. Maybe these things are helpful. These little exoskeletons. I don't know.
I do have Smith's tools. I don't know if that would help us, being that they're organic, but
Give me a Smith. Roll me a roof.
a woof.
Woof. Give me a nature check and pretend you're proficient, or a survival check, and add. And pretend you're proficient. What do you guys think? For figuring out how to use Umber Hulk shells as armor.
Survival?
I don't think it's survival.
Either way, he has -1 to both. of them.
Is that what
Yeah,
you use for
exactly.
Skinning and stuff like that.
But add 3 to whatever you roll.
Okay.
All right.
3 plus 6.
You got a 9. You are unsure how to utilize this Umber Hulk skin. It seems alien and horrible. Like,
Fun guy, I gotta be honest. I'm more used to dealing with metals and things like that. This is a bit too organic for me.
All right, let's just throw them down the hole then.
Throw him down the hole. All right.
Down the hole.
Down the hole.
as you easily throw them back into the holes they came from, as the gnomes kind of circle the wagons into a corner, to a well-protected area. Yeah, they start kind of cooking dinner. They have plenty of rations, so they're providing essentially meals for you guys. Should you want to eat with them. Mostly things like sausages, or honestly, a couple of them would be curious about eating one of these creatures, but it might taste funny.
Right on, mate. I'll always take free food.
It all depends on how you prepare it.
Oh, well, there's some mushrooms right here. I was just gonna mix them all together.
You do have plenty of salt.
Oh, we can't be, using our own supply here. Maybe a pinch or two. Because that is what the carts are full of, is salt.
Anybody check out that water? Is that fresh water? Is it stagnant? Is there any special qualities about it?
It looks like it has Timask spores all over it now.
You.
Probably make you feel funny. As you
Not
can't.
necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
I already kind of feel funny.
You didn't want to run into those. Usually steer clear of them.
Can I just take for my herbalism kit? Can I just take a vial of this Timask spore? Well, maybe. Are we setting up here to do? Are we setting up for a long rest for the night? It looks like here, or are we going to move on after they've finished cooking?
Hey, we'll set up camp here.
All right. During the night, I want to investigate the water and see if I can maybe find some way to utilize it. And, with my herbalism kit, not necessarily as a health thing, but a poisony kind of thing.
Could I
A
help
vial
you
of it.
investigate?
Sure, yeah. The pair of you guys in the night kind of go inspect the waters. Give me a nature check. Say each of you can roll once, or some with advantage. Your call.
I'm gonna throw on a
Knowledge of a past life.
no, let's go tactical mind.
Okay.
Even higher.
Higher bonus. With a 17.
Can I tack on?
Yeah, you can tack on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tack. I mean, if we're gonna, don't let them go to waste, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Nice.
With a 23 and with Yezebo's help, you would think if you were to boil it and filter it, you might be able to keep some of the Timask spores that are kind of resting atop the water. It would take a process, but you could probably collect some jars of it for use later when you have like a day. You could probably filter and get some Timask spores.
Well, let's
later
start the
use.
process. Yeah, I'll start it and end up with let me say a jar of Timask spores.
Yeah, you get. I'd say it's more of a jar of water with Timask spores in it, but yeah, I'd say you could get with the 23. I'll say roll me a 2d4. With a 7. You get 7 jars.
Nice.
Unsure of what that means in the future, though. Just make note that you have 7 jars of Timask spore water.
Is this moss that is growing on the stones over here?
Yeah, sure.
And the spores were released from the creatures that infected the water?
The spores were released from the fungus over the water.
Okay.
Seemed to be they wanted to grow somewhere moist. So the spores were from the fungus covering the wall.
Weller's just going to kind of kick some of these rocks and boulders a bit around and prop himself up for the night, kind of keeping watch, and squeeze a little bit of water out of the moss and drink that.
Fair enough.
I'm surprised at you, fun guy.
Hmm?
I'm surprised.
Surprised how?
Well, over there are red cap mushrooms with white spots.
That's what the gnomes are definitely eating.
No. Fun guy.
You know what that means.
Did you think we were related? Do you Do you think that all of us are
Do you think they all look the same?
What are you trying
I'm
to
just-
say there, Dusk?
I'm just surprised that you passed over hallucinogenic mushrooms.
These aren't for personal consumption. We got plenty of time tonight. But this stuff, it's hard to gather that Temask stuff, so this might be a little easier.
Fun guy's like, if you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
Yeah, we could have some fun tonight.
Got the juice.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Considering slipping Chasmus summon his food, but
Do it. Do it.
nah.
Well, as you guys gather around for a semblance of a long rest. You get a long rest in, as nothing bothers you this evening. It's this occasional dripping of water. Again, very occasional, like, echoes throughout, like, the tunnels. But all the gnomes are alert. They patched up Fredler Jr. and the badger that got wounded. And in the morning, Wur's kind of cooking some mystery meat. Like, well, we should be ready to go. Only about a day and a half till we get to the good old salt swimmer. No one knows where it's at, aside from us, so she'll be safe when we get there.
All right, mate.
All right, boys, round 'em up. Let's get a move on. We've got a date to Gracklestug. I know, not the best thing we all want, but eh. And kind of throughout the travel as you guys get going, Wurs will kind of approach Fungi, like during the travel, as he kind of takes back, and I just wanted to pop up and say thanks, mate. I don't know what you did for Fredler too, but looked like those were some nasty wounds, would have killed anyone.
Oh, it's nothing. Couldn't, It's our job to make sure you guys get there safe.
Well, I appreciate it. And, Fredler Jr. His father was lost some years ago.
You don't say.
Don't know what happened to him. He's had a bit of a rough life. But
I'm sure it's all gonna be perfect now.
once we get this salt to Gracklestug and then we get, try to pop by the Grove and back to home. Let me show those slimes what for. We'll be happy if you were by our side for that.
If that's the plan.
Oh, really? Like, heck, that'd be great. I heard you guys were helping out with this and then shoving off to the surface, which I wouldn't blame you. Wouldn't blame you at all.
Well, we'll see. I like helping. Those oozes look pretty nasty last time we saw them.
Hey, we like having the help, eh?
More hands make less work.
Ain't that the truth? I've been trying to tell my mates that for the longest time. The young ones don't get it. But I just wanted to say thanks.
You're welcome.
As we travel on through winding passages, kind of going a little more downhill in the last day of travel. As you come to what looks like a large landslide covering the end of this tunnel. But as you kind of stop to like assess the situation, like where do we go from here? Wurs will lead the first one directly into the landslide as if it wasn't even there. And eventually all the rest of you guys and the caravan itself kind of goes into almost like going through a wall that this landslide is, this illusory wall. As you pass through it, you can see this kind of serene setting as there's a small dock and a stone, not quite a hut, like a small stone building, much like reminiscent of Langdon Stone's buildings. There's one of those kind of in the wall next to this dock. Dock made of zirkwood and stone, like a combination of the two in an odd fashion. And you would see a rather large vessel aboard there. It's like 90 feet long. It's definitely more impressive than any boat you guys have been on. You've seen a few similar to this in style in Gracklestugh along their coast, but plenty of ropes and a pair of small sails on the back, like kind of like backwards water sails, and has a pair of like flotillas on either side of it to kind of help stabilize it. And a grayish brown zirkwood, aged, resemblant of stone, has a small dusting all over it of white, like salt. And sitting on this dark lake. Take guys to here, so to know we're on the dark lake. Once again, you guys are met with the cold, well, at least cold looking, dark waters of the giant chamber of the dark lake. Sigh of relief, although temporary, comes over the troops. Alright, well, best get a move on. You want to sit around for a minute? We're going to load up the salt. Leave the badges. They'll be here when we get back. And kind of, you guys have like about 30 minutes to an hour. And it's probably about midday at this point before getting ready to leave. If there's anything you'd want to do, anything you'd want to discuss.
Well, never
Probably help them load everything up, not sit around. The least we can do.
They don't mind. They seem perfectly like they brought enough muscle for the carts and that stuff. But if you guys help them, it'll take even quicker time.
Yeah, I mean, Caspus would still help them out. He's not just gonna stand there and watch them do all the work.
I will ask the head gnome. Hey, mate, why is
Yeah.
the ship covered with salt?
It's kind of my mark. I'm the salt baron. It's the salt swimmer. I think it actually helps it protect it a little bit.
Right. All right. Well, good on you, mate.
Helps it, salt water's a little more buoyant. So I've shoved a bunch of salt around it to help keep it floating. Those flotillas on the side are covered in salt as well. And they're actually embedded with salt. So it kind of helps the water becomes saltier, so it floats better. There's a little something I came up with thanks to my friend Kazook. It's like that logic. Sure, it makes sense, but it's also like it doesn't really help that much.
Wait, Zach has no idea. He's never been
Yeah,
on the water.
it sounds like, oh yeah, that sounds right.
Sure, that's possible.
Isabeau's shaking her head. Okay.
Yeah, it's it's something me and my mate came up with, and it's I'm not gonna lie, it's been floating ever since. So yeah, I think it works.
It works.
I mean, if it works.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't get to go sailing too often. Not that I really want to go sailing. Who really wants to go on the dock lake? What? I have thought about getting a few mounted crossbows or something like that. One day. Priorities though, right?
Alright.
Kind of like it'll take about an hour, a little less, if you guys are helping to upload the cargo of salt. Kind of get it stored and making sure it doesn't get wet on the journey.
Sounds good.
Because he hasn't yet, one guy's gonna sit with the badgers and Ritual, speak with animals, and just chat with them
Okay.
for no reason at all.
They would talk about like you kind of remind them of mushrooms that they've been fed. Because they primarily eat mushrooms and truffles and stuff. They would talk about these truffles that they had one time. Very food motivated creatures. So that's probably what's on their mind mostly is food. But
Don't even eat.
they know not to eat sentient creatures unless they are given the order to kill.
You guys are gonna be okay while we're gone?
Yeah, we're just hanging out here. That's what we do.
Okay.
We'll
Be safe.
we'll probably go, eat something, dig a hole, just chill.
Okay. Be good. I'll pet them before he has to.
Yeah, they definitely appreciate any pettings and little pit pats. They're more docile creatures than you would expect from a badger. But always kind of alert to any like noise or presence. But yeah. Eventually time passes and the salt is loaded up. Wurs will kind of call out. Alright, well, we shoving off. Everyone be ready. It'd be about a 5-day journey. Might take a bit of a shortcut. Try and shave off some time, but yeah. Been a minute since we've been on the lake. The salt swimmer. Gonna keep on swimming.
Things have
Yes.
changed. Make sure your men are ready.
Yeah, we're ready and seaworthy, mate. It's more about the, well, that's why you guys are here, if any big bads come along.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, we get it. You guys are tough and you've seen it all. That's why we brought you with us.
No, just be careful. Just be on the lookout for everything that might have changed since you last.
Aye, the Dark Lake's always changing, mate. These tunnels, some of them are the same, but they're never the same. You know what I mean?
I mean, it was much of an elaborate when we first came through, so.
Every time. That's the nature of it. I think there's some magic within it, causing it to change and be, I don't know,
It wouldn't surprise me.
just creepy like.
Just be alert. Be
Yeah.
on guard. This is not like any undertaking you have taken upon this dark lake before.
Oh, you'd be surprised, mate. We've seen fish monsters and trolls and
Have you seen demons come out of the water and destroy an entire town? Did you hear about what happened to Sloopadoop?
the fish place.
Yes.
The fish place.
I've only been to Sleepadoop once. Oh, I don't want to go back. They're weird.
Yeah. Well, they're less weird and more dead now.
A two-headed monster about 15 feet high.
Oh, it was about yeah, 50, I'd say 50 feet high.
50 feet high again, and it's even worse.
Right, same creature that killed all those inventions.
All right, I get it. There's demons about. Again, it's why we brought you guys. I should be the ones telling you all to be alert, huh?
Just understand it's not a suggestion. The only way we make it through this journey alive and in one piece is if we work together.
Yeah,
We are alert, we are cautious,
yeah.
and we are prepared to fight.
Well, yeah, mate. Well, like it was with the, those tunneler boys. We're prepared. Mostly. I mean, as prepared as we're gonna be.
How often have you come across those tunneler boys?
Every once in a while, although usually what we would have done if we went in such a big caravan, drop what we're doing, hide. We're good at hiding.
Okay. So imagine the tunneler boys, but a 50-foot demon, and you're on a ship on a lake that is its territory, and you have no place to hide. That is the possibility that we are sailing into.
All right, I get it. You're warning us. We'll keep an eye out.
Weller is frustrated and unconvinced, but has spoken his piece.
Yeah. Casmus is going to send his familiar about 50 feet ahead of them, just in case they see anything
Okay. I like
as
that.
they sail.
As an owl pops out and just starts flying off into darkness.
What is that?
For just a little friend of mine.
You guys
It's
have never
different.
seen an owl before.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's not a bat. What?
No, it's not a
Yeah,
bat.
a lot of the gnomes would be like, "What the fuck is that?"
It's a bird.
What's a
Bird?
bird?
Before it takes off, can it do that creepy thing where it like turns its head 180
Yes,
degrees?
yes.
Just
I
freak
would-
the fuck out.
I would say
As it flies
Yezebel's
away.
probably heard of birds. Maybe not specific birds, but
As it
feathers.
flies away.
She's like,
It
that's
is a
bird?
it is a
Turns its
small
head.
lizard with feathers that is incredibly stupid.
Some of them can be stupid, yeah.
I pet my lizard. He's not talking about you. It's okay.
No, I'm not saying the lizard is stupid. The bird, they're typically very stupid.
They live up on the surface.
The skies.
Yes. This one in particular likes to hunt at night, grab small vermin, rip their heads off, and eat the brains out of the skulls, then drop the rest.
Sounds like some of the creatures we have down here.
Yeah, but this one is
put up top.
Technically, well, this one is technically just taking the aspects of a bird. That's a different story for another time.
Right.
As you guys are talking about this, Wurs and the crew are getting ready to shove off, and you would notice that the steering wheel for this the wheel is way oversized for Wurs. Like, it looks like it was made for someone maybe like 4 or 5 times the size of him, like bigger than you guys. Like, the wheel is, it's oddly made.
Where'd you get the ship from?
Ah, it's mine.
It's yours?
Yeah.
Wheel seems a bit large, if you don't mind me making an observation.
Aye. All the chicks like the large wheel, alright?
Okay.
And it's almost like kind of like
I was on this boat.
those motorcycles that have like the way too long of handles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's got like the Carolina squat like mentality.
Mm-hmm. Eh. It works, alright?
As long as it works, I guess.
As long as it's seaworthy and you can control it.
Oh, so I can control it. As it does.
Do I believe he can control it?
Give me an insight check. You do believe it, but it's like for a moment you don't, and it's like it looks like when he's trying to turn the wheel, like he has his hands way far out to grab the spokes of it, and it's just, it looks horrible. But like as you kind of like take gander watching him do what he does know what he's doing. He is seaworthy. He knows how to handle this vessel. But I would say with an 18, it still doesn't seem like it fits him. He's just grown accustomed to it.
Yeah, it's definitely not his ship.
You do seem to often question these gnomes' competence.
You do?
This has come up before. And recently. Why? For them to have survived and forged a civilization down here under extreme duress is quite impressive.
Right. I've always found them quite crafty.
Just curious.
Maybe it's just comes of the territory. I believe them about as far as I can throw them. And I'm a little stiff after that last battle. If you catch what I mean.
Well, maybe you shouldn't get hit as often.
I was just beginning to like you. I had memories of liking you, Dusk, but...
Are you certain of those memories?
I'm not certain of much right now. I'm not certain we're going to live through this, but...
Because everything is horrible down here.
That I am certain of.
Yes. That we agree on.
Well, shall we shove off?
Although, once we get, as you keep saying, topside, I can show you some truly horrible places there, too, if it'll make you feel better.
It won't, and it concerns me that that's what the message is that you take from my disdain of being down here.
I think the message is pretty clear.
That everything is terrible down here?
Oh, there's terrible things everywhere.
Right, mate. How long have you been down here? How old are you? How many cycles?
Who are you talking to?
You.
How old am I? It's been a year since I created this character.
Time to
Oh,
ad
yeah.
lib, my friend. Time to ad lib.
Make it up right meow.
2900.
2,900 years old.
Yep, 2900 years old.
That
I
explains
also
the hair in strange places.
right.
Well-
I am time. No, I think in 30s, right?
Well, remember, you're
30s
an
in
elf.
elf years or 30s in. Are you 30 years old, or are you as if an elf were 30 years old? It should be like 100, 120, 140.
Is it? I was gonna say, is it like dog years? Yeah, I'm like 30 in elf years. I lived a long time in the Underdark
It's like
before
one-
Mikey might escape.
140, 150, something like that.
I'm about a $140, $150. You know, on a good day.
So you survived a bit down here.
That's one of the things I did learn in my time down here was how to survive.
I still don't understand what male deer have to do with your age.
No.
Is that
What's a
how you
deer?
count them, by the number you slaughter? Wait, are there deer down here?
Dusk.
Zach just
It
looks
helps.
confused, like what?
What's a deer?
You're pretty. It's okay.
That is true.
Oh god, we're gonna have to explain what's a deer with all those animals.
Did Casmus, did you see how lost they got when I mentioned the moon and the stars?
Yeah,
I don't have the ability to go into wildlife.
I don't want to either.
Well, one of the things I did learn down here that has helped me survive this long is not to rush in with a brazen sense of, that we are going to be successful. Hence why I'm a little apprehensive of feeling like this is just going to be another trip upon the Dark Lake, but without any armaments. As I said, I've spoken my piece. Just everyone be alert, be cautious, be prepared, because I fear that there's something ominous in our future. And then Steven comes in and says, "You successfully traversed the Dark Lake in 5 days. Nothing happens."
No.
Nothing.
Yeah,
As,
right.
as you say that, you guys are setting sail into the Dark Lake once more. It's ominous waters and cavernous depths in front of you. You have 5 days' journey, give or take a few. And hopefully it will go better than the last time you were on the Dark Lake, as at least now you have someone to navigate. You have a ship with a crew who seems ready and willing. And you have each other. Hopefully that's enough. Just going to Gracklestug. But that is where we're going to end tonight. So thank you everyone for watching. But we're going to pick up there on the Dark Lake next week. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Twitch.
Yeah, and we will
Night.
see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
Good night,
Good night,
NOM.
everybody.
Night or night.
Good night.